I'm gonna end this call and I'll send you the link, and then you jump in. I'll send it via WhatsApp now.
It's a WhatsApp link, yes?
Yeah. You accept it on your WhatsApp. You can use your phone if you want. You can use a PC, and then we'll be off as soon as you join the call. Really, it'll ask you to pick your audio options.
Got it. All right, do it now. I'm gonna take a quick press. Go ahead.
All right. Hey everybody, we're here right now. Impromptu, an early episode on the show, on the podcast, and I'm really excited bringing you this episode with Mike G, one of my all-time favorite homies, and he's going to be here in a moment. I'm going to play us with a little bit of tunes. He actually just hit me up and he was like, I need to get on the show right now. And I was like, right now? I'm like out. Like I was in the middle of a field. If you picture me doing like an adventure like Death Stranding, I don't know if you guys ever played that game, but the game's like, it's like an adventure game. I don't know if adventure game is the right description for it, but it's a game where you just journey around pretty much. You just walk around. Anyway, long story short, that was me before Mike G called me and said, we got to get this going. So, just give me a moment to set this up. Oh my goodness. The live exposed. I'm also getting really bad hay fever out here these days. It's so bad, guys. Gang, if you guys get hay fever, I feel sorry for you, Jesus. There's nothing worse, really. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if I really have a guest for this next upcoming Sunday, to be honest. And so I was just kind of wondering like what I'm gonna do, and I just thought, well, I might just like do the episode myself and just take it like that. You know, feel like it's totally relevant in that way. Just have a bit of a riff with anybody that's tuning in for that episode. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I don't know if I have the... Shout out to Restream, who's been the host platform for the show so far. So yes, we've been officially recording via Restream, and it's been an experience thus far. Realizing that it's probably about time that I washed my bed. Mike G, in the place to be.
Oh my God! Whoa,
welcome. Welcome to the trailer in Nevada, bro.
Nevada, yo, Z, bro. Hello. So I'm recording from here. You're recording from here.
We are on. Where are we at? Oh my god, this is insane.
We are on across the continent right now.
Maybe more.
Even more intra global for anybody that's tuning in or will be tuning back in. I'm joined by none other than Mike G in the place to be. Uh,
Hey, yo, Z, let me get this screening things right. One
yeah,
moment.
you might need to rotate it and then like if
Uh,
you
wait, is this studio? What? What does it even mean? That's gonna work or not? All right, so we can continue. You have a recording. You can send me the file later on.
mhm.
What do I call you, Zeke?
Zeke, you can call me Z.
What do
Whatever
I
makes
call you?
you. I
Whatever
mean,
makes you happy.
whatever feels like the truth, my guy.
Okay, I want to get you on a full screen here, so I have it as well. But you're recording the whole thing here, so
We're up right now.
I just want to see if we're wasting time.
It's no,
Wait,
we got as long as there ain't anything ticking, we got time.
okay. So Zeke the Kid, man.
That's my name.
What's the name of your podcast? Where are we at right now?
Right now we at the impromptu episode for since we last spoke with Mike G. The show is officially it's titled "Since We Last Spoke." Right now, that being the kind of show where we catch up. I catch up with people that um, I haven't spoke to, and we talk about what's been happening since we last spoke.
All right. So since we last spoke, yo, I got you here too, man. Come on.
Yeah.
See, to me, it's interesting how we have recording conversation here. I have it here,
Hmm.
right? We speak often,
We do.
and it's something that I hold very dear to me. Um, I'm gonna step out right here, and I got to keep it quiet because I'm at
Okay, true.
a different time zones. So one moment,
But
one
me
moment.
too. You know, um, I value our conversations, especially the last couple we had when anytime. I mean, every time we're talking, but especially when we're riffing on a concept or something that we're talking about on a subject, and we were talking about the Meisner technique, and when it comes to acting and things like that, which was really great.
So Meisner. So uh, he was a Shakespeare, right?
Yeah,
Life is but a stage.
that's true. And we our lives are but the performance. Maybe you could say.
The
So I mean,
character must go ahead.
we
I'm just
when
sitting
we
down.
yeah, yeah.
So wait, hold on. I mean,
I'll kind
I've
of
said
give
this to you before, Zeke. The logistics of life. Okay,
you got
ready?
the surrounding architecture's looking crazy Hispanic right now. It's lovely. For the
All right.
people just to know, I was out in the field actually just before, uh, just in the wilds. Mike G buzzes me up and he's like, "Yo Z, we got to jump on. We got to get on the video right now." And I was like, "Damn, I wish I could right here in the field would have been amazing, but I'm not quite I don't know have the tool set just for that as of now." But it made me think like that would be such a great idea almost to have that in like a in nature and move the podcast environment around. But Mike G's like, yeah, we got to get on a call, get on episode, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to be back home, and so here we are, filling everyone else in. Like I said, here with Mike G, in the place to be. And so, what's been happening, Mike G? What is the latest news? Because when you buzz me, it was you had something to say. You had a bit, you had something. I feel like, and if you feel like it's relevant to let the people know,
Well,
I think speak your truth, my man.
oh, Zeke the kid. All right. For the audience, because let's approach this here. Is my name Michael? Sure.
Hmm.
I am that I am. 4EYEAM. For the audience, there have been many conversations, many sentimental between myself and Zeke since we have met that have not been recorded
Hmm.
in this fashion. So there is a lot to say in a public manner. Thus, as Zeke's invitation, we shall.
We
Okay.
shall. We shall.
Where do we begin? Where shall I begin? Because I have a podium.
Maybe.
My name, may I give me 120 seconds? My name is Michael.
Mm.
I own a company called 4IM, 4EYEAM, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, where the portrayals of life are foreshown in music, fashion, concerts, the streets, whether that is or is Brooklyn, New York, Bronx, New York, Sydney, Australia, Osaka, Japan. We are in the world, folks. Zeke, where do we meet, man? Where do we first encounter each other?
We met in one of the world's chambers, L.A. We met at one of the, and then within that chamber, referencing Wu Tang Clan, if you're privy to the RZA or anyone in the that's listening, at a hostel, at one of the craziest hostels that I've ever stayed at in LA. On I can never remember the street. I know we were a couple blocks away from Fairfax, if you recall the street.
Robinson.
Robinson Street. Okay, right. Right. Yeah, I felt like it was a kind of lesser. It was in a weird spot, uh, you know, where like kind of like I don't know. Would you describe it as like a midtown vibe?
To me, Midtown vibe is Times Square.
Right. Yeah. This was maybe just
Um,
more kind of maybe it's run down is the word.
so again, to the audience, I mean, let's stop saying that.
Mm,
Z, we've had these conversations, so we're more or less reiterating
mm.
and continuing,
Just for the
right?
people that weren't aware, but I guess when you asked me like where we met at a hostel in LA.
Oh, hold on. Am I on camera on your side or no?
No, I thought, but we can hear you very well. The audio sounds really
Wait,
good.
wait, wait, wait. I'm recording over here. I'm smoking a cigarette.
Okay.
I think you know. No, I know that you know that I always have like 100 things going on.
Hmm.
Recording here. We're recording. I want this so that it's like that work. Can you see me now? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. We can see the screen isn't
Oh
rotating.
man.
Do you have it on like a rotation lock on the actual settings of the phone?
Let me do this. Let me do this. Zeke, you're recording this, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to simultaneously do it. I want to do this full screen. One moment. Man, this is wild, bro.
This is it.
Wait, it says studio something full screen, rag from top to
LA.
bottom. Oh man, this technology stuff is that's a whole other conversation. I just want this to
First.
work. Wait, so we're here, but I want it like this, you know? All right, we're gonna continue
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we gotta roll with the punches.
We can keep rolling with it. I don't know. Maybe I can mirror camera. I thought maybe I can prompt it to let it. Sometimes I can
It,
send prompts, but
it's not your side, man. It's over here. I want to make this
no.
full screen so I can decide a side.
Yeah,
Why?
no.
Wait, hold on.
You're right.
It says To exit full screen rec. What is it? It says we have to continue, bro. Time is emerald. Let's continue.
It is.
Okay.
So yeah, we met LA, and sorry, let me just make sure, because now I want to make sure that my shit's all good. Okay, yeah, we met in a hostel. We met in LA. We met some challenging characters. I met some inspiring. I met some of the most inspiring people yourself, but amongst that, like a few other like really inspiring people who you just I wouldn't have expected to have met. Um, but makes sense. We met someone who we both mutually shared moments with, Kazo, as well. So I feel like it just stood truths to just sometimes you got to put yourself in a play in a space where I don't know. Speaking from myself, I was unsure of that. I had no expectations going into that hostel. I knew that it was one of the cheapest ones in LA, but opened myself to that experience, and look where we are. You know what I mean? I think both of us had some really unique and challenging experiences in that place, and yeah, LA in general to me was just a crazy place.
The City of Angels.
Truly.
Yeah.
And amongst that is like Fallen as well, right?
So the topics, man, they transcend. Fallen, you say.
Mm.
I mean, we can start talking scriptural. I don't know how long we're going to do this conversation for. My time zone, your time zone here.
Mhm.
I'm tired, Zeke. So I'm
Work.
going to speak my truth. I'm going to speak my truth for a moment.
Yeah, fill the people in. That was the LA scene, and then following that, I learned some events, okay, that had conspired in your life as well. And you know, for people that have been following your story on your side, if you have any people that join in this and listen, they'd be up to speed with what's been happening. But to bring both people up to speed, I think if you feel comfortable to outline some of the things that have been happening, or just
Okay.
yeah, what you have to, like you said, your truth right now.
The stage. Keep in mind, I'm going to have to get fluids upstairs at some point.
We
Okay.
could take a short advertisement break.
Shall we continue? Okay. So where do I begin? The Alpha, the Omega. I am a strong believer in the power of God. I
Yeah.
am a knower. I know that God is real. I see how God Himself, or rather, God has fragmented religion into different ways of comprehending self. My story, okay? I'm from New York. I have experienced in my life a lot of joy, have the most beautiful relationships. I have to get to this place now.
Mm.
A lot of pain, a lot of challenges, a lot of abuse. I look a lot better than what I've been through in life. I'm gorgeous.
For real. Shout out gorgeousness.
Okay. I've been exhibiting exhibitions through my company for I am on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Again, where I display concerts, music, testimonies of myself, of others. I also have a YouTube channel, TikTok, and Instagram by the name of Westchester County NY Corruption.
Hmm.
And to elaborate here, which
Yeah.
my brother Zeke is aware of this,
If the people that are wondering why What is it about Westchester County and that, and why is it corrupt? You know.
Crooked. Crooked. Ready?
Mm.
Okay. My name is Michael. My earthly parents, when I speak and say that way, I know that my father is God, my mother is nature. Okay. Reality. Reality. My earthly parents had a conspiracy on my life, meaning tried to murder me, along with a magistrate, meaning, for those who don't know, a judge in New York by the name of Robert M. DeBella, along with a few other attorneys. So, question: why would one's own familia, we're in Italy, right? Are we?
Hmm. It's on. It's on.
Um, why would anyone in the world try to murder their own child and incorporate a judge, attorneys? Why would that even go on? Okay. Money,
Mm.
right? Money. Um, I've
And
been traveling for the past. Go
love
ahead.
doesn't come into play. Like you'd think family, and money and family is this thing that exists, but that was just never present in your life amongst your family, or
Ah, okay, I'm going to slice this a few different ways.
mm,
In my current, I know that family is pure, love is pure, relatives are relative. Okay.
mm,
Um, Zeke has been family to me.
got
I
it.
have people in Japan that have been family to me. I have people in India that are family to me, my Prabhus. My relatives, look, it's relative. Look, I've been wrestling over the course of time within my own healing and my own to comprehend all of this. But to answer your question, Zeke, I believe I just answered it. It's
Mm. Family
man,
is family, and relative is it's in the name, it's in the word. The way that you just said that, I was like, oh wow, yeah, that does like make a lot of sense. Relatives, like there is love that comes into play, but it's relative. So back on
that's
track.
all. Go ahead.
Your family, they band together with this legal team. They're coming after you.
Okay, check it out. Let's stick to a very accurate narrative.
Hmm.
Okay. You just said they are coming after me. No.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna transcend from this soon to other topic. But let's continue. Um, they came after me. They came after me. My relatives, my earthly mother, my earthly father, this magistrate, some attorneys. Reason what? Money? Okay. Westchester, New York, Westchester County, New York, has a very systemic, long history in corruption. It's New York. We're going to jump from this topic soon, but I got to voice this.
You got to break this down for real.
And so I've broken this down
Mm.
in an abundance of videos on Westchester County and why corruption, YouTube, TikTok, okay, Instagram, more so the YouTube and Instagram, actually, where I have displayed recordings, voice recordings of between myself, between these attorneys, between my earthly parents, between my sibling, between all of these different components of peoples, where They all admit to each other's criminality. They all admit to each other's criminality.
Mm.
And I've put this on the internet over the course of time, and God knows I have more where it comes from. In my life, I have chosen and choose to remain positive. I have chosen and choose to remain focused, organized, respectful. For as we respect the world, we respect ourselves. As we respect ourselves, we respect the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move.
Yeah. Take which unto you that you would then give out to the world. I feel like is the thing, it's the law of attraction as well. And then you're someone who's always said that you're looking on the positive. You don't have time for that, to sit and bask in the negativity. It's something that I guess you kind of do have to fight with because it's something you're interacting with at this level. But it doesn't mean you need to be almost like wallowing in it in that way.
Okay. Thank you for Zeke the Kid.
Mm.
Thank you for acknowledging that and expressing this. Okay. So, from perspective, this is my message to everyone because everyone in the world, one way, shape, or form, has endured pain,
Mm.
challenge, abuse,
Mm-hmm. Heartbreak.
from heartbreak, in one way or another. Okay. From parents, from their dentist, from their teacher, from those who were supposed to be or are supposed to be there to love us and protect us, our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's my message. Internationally, the world, okay, everything else, as we believe in ourselves, the Most High, our Creator, say God, say love, universe, Allah. I have people who all different belief systems. You're worth it. Who am I talking to? Everyone.
Mm.
You're worth being happy if you, well, deserve that, have
Mm-hmm.
earned that.
In a
And I say
way.
it in this way, well, I say it in this way because I have earned that. Am I, a jiffy and a slice of every happy every day?
Mm. I would say who is,
Fair.
Mm.
There are people in this world that have endured agony, have endured tortures that I haven't. Okay. And I can hope that people escape their what abusive, tumultuous situations in life, knowing that it's not always as easy as we can speak.
Mm. Yeah, sometimes the hardest thing is to put it into words.
The sword, yeah, right. I'm going to prop this up here and
Mm.
see how we can best do this comfortably. I'm going to move over here and I'm going to get some liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Before we continue, Before we continue, I'd like to say this.
Mm.
God is the greatest, the most high. All right. How I survive. To me, at this point, I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna get my coffee in a moment.
Mhm.
Here, all right. Do this. I'm gonna take a quick intermission. This intermission is no intermission.
Mm.
Zeke the Kid, Scott Soodle,
What a beat.
yo. Um, while I walk upstairs to retrieve my cup of coffee, I ask that Zeke, tell me about you, man. Tell
Yep.
me of your wherever you'd like to begin. Who are you?
Let's break it down because I'm yet to sort of break into that. Okay. Well, my journey started when my dad showed me uh, early movie by the great late Jerry Lee Lewis, one of the greatest comedians, up there with Richard Pryor in this golden era of performance. And I didn't quite understand it at the time, the impact that it was having on me. But when I reflect back now, what it was the way that he would perform himself, being Jerry Lewis, playing Jerry Lewis, and the way that that felt in my mind. So following that, it was Jim Carrey and other influences. But so from a young age, I had this influence that like this is something that people can do. Like you can be creative, and he's playing himself. Like he wasn't playing like a fake character in a way. So I'm a kid, and that inspires me. And then following that, I like start practicing art, right? And I don't know when exactly I would have had to have seen the Jerry Lee Lewis when I was like, man, I would have had to be like 12, I reckon, 12, 13. And then around that same time, I started like drawing comic book characters because as a kid, it's like as a kid I'm inspired by these, like Spider-Man. Obviously, like this is, we're talking the era when I'm a child of the Amazing Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and I felt like every nerdy kid like me who felt like also Jerry Lewis, that nerdy comedian, looked up to Tobey Maguire because he's this like corny character being a hero. So now, reinforced off that, like that inspires me further. But then also like it kind of empowers my art side because I'm like, oh, cool. Like I really like drawing these comic book characters, and I'm interested in that. I remember my dad having a bunch of old comic books in his cupboard, and I could never touch them. I'd always be like, "Can I see the comic books?" And at that time, they were like Judge Dredd and um, like shout out to like old comic style and comic art. But these were things that I wasn't allowed to touch. So that's another aspect that influenced my artistic side. Like, oh, if I can't look at these comics, like I'll draw them, like that's gonna be my thing. And so anyway, I'm drawing a lot now, and I'm in school like year 7, 14, and I'm taking art classes. Art's like my full thing. I'm like fully developed in the artistic world. I'm shooting Lego stop motion videos for assignments. Um, I'm already like enterprising out in my different ways. So, I keep following that passion, and then we cutting to like through the years now. Like I'm doing a lot of sport because that was another side of things. Like my physical side was just as like expressive as what I was creating. So I start training and going to the gym a lot because almost the same way I was inspired by the superheroes at my school, right? Is this teacher, and this guy. I remember being in PE class, and he was like jacked. He had like huge arms, man. He looked like he was like a superhero, and we was like teaching us sprints. We had like a sprint class in PE, and I turned out to be like a decently good runner as well, which was why I was passionate about that. But he inspired me, man, because like I was like, whoa, this, he's really passionate about what he's doing. And shout out to Alex Housen, Mr. Housen, because I soon after took after him. He started training me actually, writing my nutrition plans and my gym programs. And at the school we were at, we had a gym. And now at the school gym, you couldn't use the school gym until you were like in year nine, and I was in like year eight, bordering on year nine, just started, and like I was like reaching out to the PE teachers. I'm like, I gotta go to the gym. Like, you gotta let me in the gym. Like, you have to let me in. They're like, well, these are the rules. Eventually, I was so passionate that they were like, we got to let this kid in, you know. So Hausen was he was assisting me with that process, like really teaching me the ways of bodybuilding, which was the art form that I was interested in. I soon became like interested after watching like seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger as well, and pumping iron, you know, this man who, I come to America, with nothing, and I look what I did, and this story of this guy, I'm like, whoa, so I'm starting to gym, I'm training, no steroids, just good food, like real commitment, and all backed by the superheroes that I loved and was inspired by, and things like that. So that's like the beginnings, really. And then, amongst that, I have like, I went into dragon boating, which is a rowing type sport, and competed at the world title event all this same time while I was training. We were in Thailand. That's where we went to compete. That was in 2018. So we've come a bit of a ways after that. A few artistic milestones in my career, building up until 2018. We had some exhibitions for the school, and like I got a couple like small sort of awards that you get, like, in school for art as well, which is small now, but in school it's the only thing, right? You get an award in school, it's like your whole life. So at that time, it's like it was really big for me to be getting this acknowledgement for my talent. And so it was really showing me like, whoa, I mean, this is my future. Like, it's clear to me that there is a future in this. And at the time, I still didn't know the exact direction. But 2018 rolls around and we graduate, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? And I decide I probably not going to work a contemporary job, even though that's what, everyone, all the adults around me are like, well, what are you going to do now? Um, so I take the time off and I keep practicing, because that's the thing that was going to ground me. I'm like, well, there's only one thing I know to do right now, and it's to keep working and keep making art. So I just kept making a lot of art, making a lot of things, and building my like building building my sort of understanding. Less that, really, it was just like building my portfolio. I maybe wasn't doing as much research as I think back, as I could have been, or I would have liked to do. But anyway, I was adding to my portfolio, always making things. I took 2 years, really, before I decided to kind of start making actual moves in my world, like with my feet. The rest of the 2 years after school, it was all in my mind, and I'm thinking about like, or what am I going to do? I'm working still, picking up various jobs. Like at one time, I had 5 different jobs at the same time, because I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get on like a hustle mode. I'm on a roll. A big thing in my life was always momentum, and when you feel like you got it, it's like, don't drop it. So I was 18, 19, with like 5 jobs, hospitality, busboy type stuff, working at a supermarket grocer, and just really like building for something. And they're like, why are you working so hard? And I'm like, I don't know right now, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. So that's what I'm doing, um, for the future, be it or whatever the case. But um, that's, yeah, the 2 years. 2022 comes around, and I'm like, well, I need to move out, and I think it's about time that I move out. I was still at home at that time with my parents, and it was cool, and they were happy for me to kind of hang there. But the pressures of them being like, what are you doing? And those are conversations that I didn't really know how to articulate within myself yet, so let alone like with my parents. I decided to move to Sydney, Australia, baby, the big city, the big smoke. And there I am, and I'm like, I land off. I'm living on top of this French bar, and I guess almost too good to suit the French bar. And what makes sense is like the amount of rats that accompanied that French bar in this place that I was living at, rat infested, roach infested. It really was like, it really just kind of felt like I don't know, man. It was a weird time to be how I was and like worked so hard, but then be like, why do I just feel that like I'm in this, I'm here? It felt weird and out of place. So anyway, and I realized later on that that's really that's part of that's it. Like that's life. You start from somewhere, and it's rarely at the top. And then, so 2022, like that sort of year, I get some exhibitions because I'm still practicing. Art is my main thing, like physical painting, art, and graffiti. I sell a couple things like to some private collectors and things like that. I'm like, I'm just going to keep making art, just keep doing it, like keep following that vibe. I'm like getting some commission work and things like that. Pick up like a hospitality job when I'm in Sydney. And then 2023 is it 23 was another dope year. 24, I seriously, those two kind of years felt like one to me in a way. They kind of merged as I'm making moves around Sydney. Like I meet some of the craziest people, real artists, real real insane talent. I think I met so many people in just like the span of 2022 to 24. Like I met, it has to have been like 80% of the people at my age that were in Sydney as making moves as artists, up and coming, and like people that were people that had been up and coming, that had been to the top of their game. Um, and then not, and then yeah, some of them crashed down, and or some of them touched back down to earth and were like, "This is me now." And so it was interesting meeting like so many people, man, because I was just you know in this place where I've been so open that for some reason, and well, we know the reason, but before I realized it, I was attracting all these people to me and different kinds of things. So I was drug running I had this hotted out sports car for a while, and this was some of the groups that I got roped into because I just was into this like thing of like, oh, okay, I'm on this thing. Let's follow it out. Let's follow the trail. And then at this time, I kind of found myself drug running with the Sylvia, the car that I had at the time. Um, Not the one dealing per se, but involved in somewhat of the underground at a very surface level. But I sort of got to experience that, like, whoa, okay, Sydney has this rich, deep underbelly that's functioning simultaneously as the day-to-day life, like ha ha ha, smell the flowers and the roses, but at night, like there's real vampires. And it was really crazy to experience that you know for that short moment. And then soon after, just that was definitely something I cut out very quickly after I realized that I didn't want any of these things associating me or in any way or getting attached. So that was an experience. But yeah, those formative years of my time in Sydney from 2024 leading up until 25 was very crazy. And then like 25, I make this, I have this idea like just take some bigger trips out. By 2025, I'm in a bit less of a zone where I understand maybe like that, whether it's painting, that's my direction. By 2025, I had made the change after starting my brand, which is sort of overlapping all these years actually. It's Skazoodle. So the brand itself is actually started. We're going to have to take a flashback to 2018 when I'm a kid, and I'm inspired by hip hop and street art, Shepard Fairey, Banksy, and all these other inspirational characters. But 2018, I start this brand, and originally it was actually called BTC because this was running in tandem with a whole nother layer of my story, which was skateboarding, which came around yeah 2018, 2019. I picked up skateboarding as well. It was during that covid era. We decided, me and a bunch of friends, like, oh, let's get skateboarding, and I got really good. I was super addicted to it before I eventually broke my arm, but that was another couple years ahead in the future. But the idea that came about from the brand, that started from my love for hip hop and skateboarding, and a love that goes so deep, like so multi-layered. Like I was the only kid in my age group that cared about hip hop's golden era. Like people are like Nas, everyone's like at this time Kanye West and Jay-Z is popping and Beyonce is popping, and that they're releasing great albums like Life of Pablo, this sort of era. And and I'm into like Tribe Called Quest and like Public Enemy and Gil Scott Heron, like trying to sort of go through my own undertale of this era. But I start the brand called BTC, which stands for Break the Cycle originally. So that was the thing. Like BTC is break the cycle, and it was like this whole thing. I had like that was going on, and I was like tagging BTC everywhere. I had small stickers. That's the origins of the brand, and it was inspired by people I was meeting at the skate park, and especially like people I was meeting that were stuck in these cycles. I was noticing like people are stuck in these like repetitive lifestyles that they can't get out of, and they need something to get them out of that cycle. And I was like, well, what if I started a brand and a movement, a message that has the ability to take someone out of that negative cycle, that negative spiral, something that someone can relate to, that even if it just makes them laugh, like, because um that's what Jerry Lewis did for me. I wasn't in a cycle as much as a kid, but like it just made me laugh, and it was like, oh, comedy is something that's artistic in that way. So I start BTC following that inspiration, and then it morphs and changes as I'm playing with like words and wordplay, which is all part of like graffiti. So that's where like a lot of the graffiti comes from, is inspired in the brand, even in the name. It's like Skazuru then came about. And so 2025, I take the brand. I'm like now equipped with the brand that I've been pushing and like have fashion shows. I end 2025 with my second fashion show, which was great. The first one was insane. Both shows were crazy and really showed me. Both shows were the biggest, were very big milestones in my life, where it showed me what happens when a bunch of people get together who truly just believe in art for the sake of it being art, and put themselves into something without any expectation. So we made something that was like the first show. It was in this small warehouse, and I didn't even see it because I was upstairs doing the styling and organizing for the actual show for the models. But I had people coming upstairs. They're like, Zeke, if you saw what it looks like downstairs, it's like packed. It's like not even, you couldn't fit a sardine. Like you couldn't fit a tin of sardines in the downstairs warehouse. It's fucking full. And then we can touch back on that. Uh-huh.
There's a lot to touch back on.
For real. I was
Oh,
hurdling through it. But yeah, I think that's a good point
okay.
to
Oh
prep
my
on.
God. Okay. For the audience, I'm gonna say this. Zeke the Kid,
Mm.
or EYEAM. To us, man, we're just talking like we do.
Yeah.
I've had many conversations where it splinters off into different topics, and somehow we come back to a point within many conversation.
Mm.
Okay. I'm gonna raise a few questions.
Mm.
A few comments. The mind first. What comes to my mind? What comes to my heart? What comes to my heart? I am okay. I am grateful for a lot. Zeke, you will continue to inspire me as someone who has and continues to inspire myself. My capacity of knowing if how I inspire others remains vague
Mhm.
to me. Our conversations have and continue to show me a lot that I have to continue to meditate on. We speak on life. We
Mm.
speak life. We speak truth. We speak love. From places of challenge, turmoil, you speak on what? Sydney, Australia. I say it like that, like it's Bronx, New York.
Mm. It has a bit of that.
Hey, some of that. Hip hop came from the Bronx, dog. See, my
Mm.
whole you've heard it from me, Zeke. When I start speaking certain things, my voice changes. When I
Yeah,
tell you Bronx, New York,
it's got to
my
be.
grandmother, my grandmother, see how it goes?
Mm.
My grandmother is sitting right next to me. She's right here. And I have said to many over the course of time and travel, my grandmother's right here. You think you're gonna play with me? You don't want to play with my grandmother. And
Mm.
she's in life was 5 foot gorgeous always.
Yeah.
Like my I'm gonna touch a different point, my different points here. My grandmother was beautiful always. A Bronx school teacher.
Oh, true.
She taught for the New York City school district in Bronx, New York.
Mhm.
Very intelligent, very intuitive. So when I speak on things of location like Bronx, New York, where I have lineage through my grandmother, through my great grandmother and great grandfather, um, and elsewhere, where I have experienced opportunities working alongside people such as, how do you want to call this? Q.
Mhm.
People in Kansas City know him as Q. Public. People such as Shaw, who's back where is that? Instagram, man. Carolinas somewhere. Who gave me opportunity. Opportunity to voice my truth in avenues of articles, right? Writing for a very well known, very established, very historic magazine by the name of, ready? Feds Magazine. People who've been in the United States prison system know what Feds is. Finally, every dimension of the streets. Okay. So given these opportunities in life, let's break it and branch it here. When we're given opportunities, we are given the free will to step forth accordingly. What does that mean? Subjective. I was put on stage, allowed to bless the microphones in New York in my late teens, early 20s in the Bronx. I don't know how they exist. Do they exist? They exist. Black, black. I used to do this in the Bronx when I would get on stage. I would take my headphones off, put them down, and I'd fucking shit. Black
Imagine the
Falcon Club.
headphones.
I'm gonna talk this for a minute. I'm gonna just fucking relax the microphone. The Black Falcon Club on Bruckner Boulevard in the Bronx uh, ordained me, God ordains, to perform hip hop music amongst very talented, very gifted, very seasoned artists. Some names I may mention, do a few shout outs. Dimes the Bully. Talk it, man.
Yeah,
The,
yeah.
Dimes the Bully. Yo, check out Dimes the Bully on YouTube, Instagram, I don't know where else he at, man. He's in Bronx, New York.
Has he got a single?
So
We could check. We could pull him up.
I just pushed the headphones away. All right. So Dimes, we'll talk about how we know each other later, I guess, or never, whatever. Dimes is related to, as far as I know, like actual family with, wait, hold on, Fred the Godson. You know who Fred the God is?
Fred the
Is he?
God? No, I don't. Dime still
All
drop?
right.
Is he still dropping music?
Look it up.
Dime's the Bully. He's also.
Not entirely sure. I'm gonna keep talking this a moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that time for me, right? I was what again? Late teen. I mean, this a lot of stories here. Late teens, early 20s. Um, diving into the music community in New York, primarily Pittsburgh. I was managing an artist out of Pittsburgh. A lot of stories there. Who was also involved in some of this. Italiano is another artist out of Connecticut
Mm.
who to this day, yo, if you watching this, you're gonna watch this. I said so. Italiano, also known by DNA, who I know is still somewhere, right?
Mm.
Inspired me then. And a lot of this man's music, I can still listen to now. My Farewell, where he speaks about in a song, he says, My farewell in lyrics about he's leaving. You don't miss me when I'm gone. Right? His daughters, his family, his wife, his whatever is not in this song of his own life. And Italiano DNA showed me through my own observations at the time in the Bronx, more so in the Bronx, what it is to step onto a stage and lay it all down.
Mm. What year was this as well? Can you recall?
Whoa. How old am I? How young am I, gorgeous? Is it
Beyond, of
ego?
course.
All the conversation. Bro, which year? What year was this? Wait, hold on. We're in 2026, supposedly Gregorian. Hold on. No, chill out. It was prior to 2020. I mean, I was, oh my God. Went to college when? Dude, Zeke, a
These are the
scenes
chapters.
of what time? Oh my God. For
You gotta
instance,
remember the
I'm gonna get
chapters.
with the story. The story. So again, and continuing, the
Mm.
stories live
Mm.
because the memory when we spiritual when we speak into our water. Water is powerful, man. Water is life.
That is true. Can't survive
Hyd-
long without water.
yeah. The look I just gave you. You gotta hydrate.
Yeah, you gotta hydrate.
I love coconut water, man. I love coconut water.
Yeah,
Shout out
shout
my
out coconut
Dominicans,
water.
bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's home with us. It's home more stories, man. Shout out. I'm gonna
Home of
keep
the
talking, man, because
coconut.
I have to right now. All right,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
have to. Um, while we're here, shout out Matrix. Shout out King. Say King. Shout out King Matrix, man.
King.
Dominican Republic. Shout out King Matrix, man. In Brooklyn, New York, man. Shout out King Matrix. He's been through it.
Damn.
A lot of stories, a lot of names. I don't really talk names, but I'm telling you stories. How do Matrix and myself know each other, man? SAE. I went to college in downtown Manhattan. for audio engineering, where I earned a degree in audio technology. Keep my eyes closed for right now, just see it. Without his actual name, man, I love him. Matrix was always a brother of mine. Matrix believed in me on day one in ways that I had yet to seen in myself, and maybe vice versa.
Mm.
But I always recall my brother, Matrix, as someone who is true in his everything. Uh, we created music together in the studios in SA Institute in downtown Manhattan, SA, where I was developing my artistry as an MC, as producer, as an engineer. Where just the same for Matrix, man. And we stayed in touch for years following, musically, production, engineering, as brothers, man. Trust is sacred, trust is earned. Okay. So everything, anything, all that I'm saying on this podcast right now with Zeke the Kid for EYEAM into the world, I could say all sorts of actual or non or this or that, and everything I leave out of the puzzle. Loyalty is sacred.
Mm.
Okay. The thoughts that we have in our brains and our heads, the emotions, the pain, the joy, the ambitions. Who do I want to be tomorrow? Better than today.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, hopefully you're using today as the precedence for the person that you can be tomorrow, like loyalty where you said, even I thought like loyalty to a concept, loyalty to a practice, if it's your art form or an idea, you know loyalty to an idea is what makes great talent, is people that believe in an idea and they stay loyal to it, they don't betray it through all of its ups and downs and doubts, and you know like there's never certainty, uncertainties, but loyalty to that idea and loyalty to a bit, even at the most simplest of things, is it's valuable. And then, like you said, it's what makes you a better person tomorrow as well, is the loyalty to that. So loyalty's a big one. Yeah.
Zeke the Kid. Before we continue, and again to the audience, just so everything is clear as day, when I close my eyes within conversation, I was with a homie of mine earlier this evening where I said to him too, when I'm not looking at you in a conversation,
Take a sip.
I'm really listening.
Mm.
Like when I'm not looking at you, but I'm sitting with you,
Mm.
I'm listening. Okay. All right. I have to have the focus. More points. Ambition. They gonna love me for my ambition.
Mm.
Uh, the ones who inspire. Zeke the Kid, man. You have spoken a lot about the most inspired.
Mm.
And to me, in conversations,
Mhm.
the internet, meaning the most inspired, man. Are we all the most inspired? Okay. To
Yeah.
choose that, right? You speak of Kanye West.
Hmm.
You know, we've had a lot of conversations about Kanye. We have about the artistry of Kanye West. I'm glad we're here now. about the artistry of Kanye West, which is spans across music production, music engineering, lyrics, the most inspired. Touch on this a moment.
Yeah.
Kanye West, right? And I wanna hear your points here on Kanye. One moment. Kanye is from where? From Chicago. Tell people in Chicago. What are your thoughts and feelings on Kanye West, as far as his artistry, as well as his ideology, you want to call it? Yes, his very public thought patterns, because he's very vocal about his
Mm.
beliefs.
Yeah, it has been
Agree,
for a long
disagree.
time, right?
Absolutely,
I always
absolutely. What
find
are-
it
what are
hard,
your
like to talk about Kanye. Yeah, at least in terms of from like that analytical perspective, when it comes to how he is as like a person, because it's almost like he goes through these phases. So I never quite know, or like if it can be even something that's described as far as like how he is as a personality in today, because tomorrow like he could drop something crazy which almost stands true to his artistry in that way. But he's definitely like an enterprise, you know. He has people on a team, you know. He brings in artists and he tests the waters with artists and things like that. You know, there's various things that I've seen on Instagram and of people who have been like, I worked with Kanye for just one day and then he fired me, which clearly shows like he takes these chances, you know, on people. Um, and he sees something. He has the ability to kind of at least humor the idea that, or that this person might have, bring something new to the world by giving them a chance to do so. Whether it's for Kanye's benefit or not, I think is just for the benefit of everyone. If you know you manage to tap into someone who can make something truly like new and and defining. So I think is great. And I just learned the other day, read the fact that he released was a college dropout, and he was 26, which is crazy to put into perspective, that he was dropping this like this album that's transcended sound, and he was, you know, 26 years old. So something that's just crazy.
uh, through the wire?
Was it Through the Wire? I mean, that's, yeah, that song was on the album, of course. But yeah, and then that,
Right.
right, driving one night and you know, lost control of the car, and he gets into this what would have been a fatal accident in, and you know, he broke his jaw in like three different places, and then, you know, had his jaw
And,
wired.
and recorded classics.
Yeah, and
Oh my
absolutely
God.
made one of the greatest song, like greatest resurrection
Yes.
songs, whatever you want to call it, of a generation, is Through the Wire. Like that song is just, you can hear it, you can hear him through it. It's victorious. It's like, but you know, and then he's staying loyal to the history of soul as well. You know, like he was always sampling soul. It's always been something that he's done, and you can hear it still. He's stayed loyal to that idea and that aspect of his um, character. It's like integral to who he is, and that as well. That, and like I feel like his mother is something that um, he's always showing. He's always with him. You know, so I mean, like the obvious story being like, you know, that his mother was more of like a tragic part of his life, but it's something that he's learned, I feel like, to celebrate. And I think that's a great, really inspiring thing, because you can mourn, but it doesn't. It's like, why mourn when you can celebrate? I feel like is what Kanye shows us through
Hey,
the music and
hey,
through what he does.
so many points.
Mm,
We walk, we walk in the garden. It's scriptural.
mm.
It's biblical. It
Yeah.
is in text. We walk in the garden. Okay. I'm gonna tag that song. I mean, it's important. Um, uh, where do I go from here?
Mhm.
Onward. Uh, you mentioned a tumultuous relationship between Kanye West and his mother. Uh, as I'm not speaking as Kanye's perspective, because I'm not Kanye. I am that I am. Or EYA. So my perspective in relating to this, all right, I look, man, I'm in a public space,
Mm,
so there might be people rolling up against them. Okay, it is what it is. Reality. Look, growing up, and still growing up more than ever.
mm,
I had a very, I'm going to touch on this just enough to paint this piece. A very tumultuous, challenging, stressful, ugly, abusive interactions with my mother.
mm,
As I stated earlier, my earthly parents had a conspiracy to murder me
mhm,
and involved others to whatever paperwork or the fuck. Done for. I mean, done for. Give me fucking money, DeBella. Angry?
mm,
So the anger has to be channeled. And I'm at a hotel here. So I got to keep it down. Continue in reality. Open
mhm,
my eyes. Close my eyes. Um, I love that living experience can be experienced. I'm going to speak from my perspective here. Grounding, soil. Where am I at currently? My business,
mm,
geographically. This evening, I chose to go into the community here where I'm at. I spent some beautiful time with a buddy of mine in this area who has welcomed me to this area and has blessed me in this area
mhm,
as a brother, as a fellow artist. Beautiful, beautiful portraits this man makes. And sells artwork out here.
mm,
Blessed me to do the same. Onward. So intoxication. Intoxication comes in many ways.
mhm.
I had a few drinks. I had a few drinks tonight. Cerveza. Okay.
Celebratory
And
in nature.
is it celebratory? Nature. Is it celebratory? Yes, and otherwise.
Mhm,
My initial was to relieve stress. Was to relieve stress. A feeling that eh, okay. I've carried heavy bags around, traveling, money, sleeping in cold parks,
mhm,
California, elsewhere, Amtrak's. Continue. The pain is a part of it. We are forged in the fire, and we walk in the garden. Is Kanye's abusive mother? I don't look. I'm not speaking for Kanye.
mhm.
Is his tumultuous relationship with his mother different than my tumultuous relationship with my historic mother? Yes or no? No, because my mother's my mother. I've learned how to heal myself through God, through prayer, through meditations. Shout out Aurelius when he gets all this. through relationships, through community, in conversations such as how Zeke, man, the conversations we've had that are private
Mm.
between us, others that Australia, man, the different points. When we met Zeke, hold on, we're gonna transcend right here. I'm gonna keep my eyes closed, all
Mm.
lids. Do you remember the first thing I said to you when we were in Los Angeles? Do you
I
remember what I first said
remember
to you?
I remember being up on the roof. I remember the colors and the feelings, and and I was sitting on the bench there. I don't exactly remember what it was you said, but I remember the energy of it. You know, if you remember what it was that you said to me when we were up there on the rooftop, definitely
Okay,
let it
so
remember.
I feel that I feel it too. Shout out Purby Platinum, Queens, New York. Rest in power. I can still visualize the uh, area. Oh, my
Mm.
eyes, keep the light out. Dude. It's like almost 0500 here
Hmm.
where I'm at. All right, and it's the start of your day. It's the I guess whatever.
I feel
Okay,
like
so
it was uh it was something in a positive way, not in like the negative way that you might say it, but it was like in a positive way. And then there was a
I remember.
conversation had, but it was like don't trust anyone. I thought it was
Whoa,
something
my
like
eyes just opened the fuck up. My
that.
eyes just opened up on fucking survival. Like, don't fucking trust anywhere.
Yeah,
Check it out.
yeah,
Trust God, man. No, trust God.
yeah.
Trust
That was
that. Whoa,
definitely
whoa,
part.
whoa. I get very. When I was younger, they used to say like what to me, like what, like you're angry. Okay, you're this, you're that, you're this diagnosis, you're ADD. When I was two fucking in second grade, put them
Mm,
on pills, motherfucker. You're bipolar. No bullshit. I'm passionate, man. So when I waking up on a certain emotion, that's what it is. When I say
mm.
that's it, that's loud. Hold back. Okay, what just woke me up when you just said that? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. What was the sentence that woke me up? You said, say it again.
Don't trust anyone.
There you go. Trust not a soul but your own. Okay. Lyrically, I've written more lyrics than, I mean, only God knows.
Mm,
Trust not a soul but your own. Get back what they stole. I ain't talking about a phone or the jewels. Learn to remain cool. Burn a black and mild and fool the fools. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring it back to you at this point. I recall seeing you in Los Angeles, Zeke, in
mm,
the same hostel where we lived together, really.
mhm.
Different rooms, but spot. It was an outside patio. There was a couch right here.
It was
And
Randy.
you were sitting on they were like picnic tables, right?
Yeah.
And what did I observe? I observed a lot because my first few days, several days there in LA at the time, at that place in the hostel, I kept my sunglasses on always. You remember?
I do remember
I
that.
kept my bro. Whenever I stepped out of the bunk, my sunglasses was on. No one saw my eyes for I don't even know how long. Even
Mm,
after that, like I kept my sunglasses on. I want to see I see my eyes. I didn't say a fucking word to anybody, bro. Like fucking how long we like I didn't say a fucking word to anyone.
mhm.
Okay, relax. So you're an artist, and I felt your energy, and I felt your energy. Okay, to point. The first one of the I think it was the first thing I said to you. I said I love my
Yeah,
Aussies.
yeah.
That's what I said.
That is true. You definitely did
But
express the
why,
love for Australia.
bro? So I have to ask myself, where does that resonate in me with Australia? Being someone from New
Mm.
York, how I hear birds chirping, the sun's gonna rise. I'll answer this. It resonates in me on a form of matter, a form of manner, liquid. My experience with Australian people has been, in my life, very positive. My experience with Zeke, positive. My experience with other people that I'm close with from Australia, it's been positive. I feel that there's a manner. Get the horns off. Zeke, bro, I don't like noise. I don't appreciate noise. I don't appreciate
I mean, nobody
anger,
likes
but I
those
appreciate
ambulance
manner.
horns.
Yeah, they're better in Italy.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, you're right. They're different frequency.
It's a different frequency. Yeah. Where do you go at? Just let's continue.
Well,
Um,
we were at the patio rooftop, kind of expressing that LA vibe, um, expressing some of the feelings of being in that situation. This was after stemming from sort of this Kanye, the idea that almost you can be inspired by your trauma. You mentioned the abuse of your family in that way, and then I feel like, yeah, that is something that you have to turn into a channel. You figure that out, because being vulnerable with yourself is something that I feel like is not talked about a lot. And it's not explored because it's hard sometimes. We don't know when we're doing it, but being vulnerable with yourself is, it's like you got to give yourself a break sometimes, and that is being vulnerable.
Invulnerable with the self.
Mm.
There's so many points we touch here. How am I learning, accepting, and exhibiting
Mm.
my own, or the words you just used there,
Trauma or vulnerability.
vulnerability with self.
Mm.
Um, okay. It's April of 2026. I've taken naps recently.
Hmm.
I have yesterday, now. I stayed in bed most of the day, man. Just like on my phone, whatever.
Hmm.
And sometimes we gotta let go. Zeke, man. I'm a now. No. We can be on a podcast or this or that. Artist, this art. Look, shit. Pick it up. No, man. The coffee spills over, bro. Like, here's the thing. Wait, prop it up. Okay. Because I don't get my mommy and daddy to fucking call on.
Hmm.
Okay. And for the people that have their mommy and daddy to call on in life, as a 5-year-old, as a 10-year-old, as a 20-year-old, grow the fuck up. Okay.
There's some
It's
facts.
a blessing. It's a fact. Have gratitude for the blessings in our lives because it comes and goes very quickly. Um, okay. One moment. Just breathe. That's another point. Wait. No, when I shut up, Babel. You always can't breathe when I walk through, come through songs. It's not even funny, man. Right? What
I
is that,
will
Zeke, man? Tell me.
breathe. That's it. I feel like
Fabulous, man. Yeah.
it's that thing that we forget to do all the time. We all do it universally. Some people teach it, some people sell it, other people preach it, but it's breathe.
Okay. We're all breathing. If we're alive, then we're breathing.
Mhm.
Here's an example. When anyone, loses consciousness, they're not breathing.
Mm.
So what are we breathing? Consciousness?
Well, it
It's a
could.
little, it's a lot, it's some KRS-One thoughts here.
When
Maybe
you
not too
sleep,
much.
though, you're technically unconscious. Also we say at least it's not a you're not experiencing consciousness when you're sleeping, maybe because
That's the
it's
two. That's a debatable one.
that's true.
Let's
Because
jump.
then
I want
dreams.
to. We're gonna jump topics here, man. But look, it's merrily, merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream.
Mm. Yeah, we transmuted, we transported from trauma. We were touching on trauma exactly. But my thoughts on Kanye is that
Oh
there's
man.
nevertheless, I think it's undoubtable. There's undoubtable genius, and I have to. I figure out my way to understand what he's trying to say because I feel like I share so much with him in terms of the experiential thing on life here, just for the fact that we're born on the same day. Um, so it's something that I'm like, just I'm ever present whenever people are discussing him or when he's in the media, in light of the media, or doing something, and that way. I mean, his recent album, it was funny because a few months back I was really invested in and have been as well in luchador, like the culture of luchador, lucha libre is something, the wrestling, Mexican wrestling, they wear these masks. It's been part of his recent promotion for his album. So he's clearly been inspired by lucha libre culture, and that way, I mean, given his tours in Mexico. So I just thought it was really funny and uncanny. Another one of these weird things where it's like, I love this thing so much. I'm born on the same day as this person who is also now expressing an appreciation for this thing. And so just for that reason is something that I feel like I take the extra time to interpret what Ye is saying, and that just depends on how much time you feel like each individual has. But if you're an artist, you gotta analyze. Like that's part of why you're here. If you're an artist, like is you gotta be aware of these things.
Okay, so you spoke earlier. I'm gonna go. I mean, I speak of logistics. I don't walk upstairs. I'm gonna charge this other phone.
Hmm.
I mean, we all gotta sleep. We all gotta eat. Shout out,
That's
gotta eat
true.
TV. Ooh, shout out, hold on. See what I shout out, gotta eat TV, man. We'll do more shout outs here.
Shout out, gotta
So,
ETV.
oh, you heard me say it. He said, "Bruh." Yeah.
We got a little bit in there.
I'm walking up the stairway to heaven. So look, I mean, I gotta keep it down. I don't move around like sleeping,
That's
whatever.
true.
Okay, who's asleep, who's awake. So I gotta pee, man. My bladder. Yeah, focus. Who'd you mention? Acting teacher. What was
Hmm.
the name? What was the name
Alex
you said?
Alex Housen was that the trainer, the teacher?
The other way. What? Hold on. I mean, my thoughts like get like I gotta pee. We're gonna take a very quick intermission, but we're gonna keep it live because it doesn't stop, folks.
This
So
is it.
let's
You
transcend.
guys spoke. The most inspired
This is
podcast on the internet.
a Michael Jackson. This is it. So
Yeah,
now I'm
Michael
back in my
Jackson.
room.
Another
So
great.
when I tell you logistics, bro, Zeke, I mean, people see me on the internet.
Mm.
Okay. People see me in life, if they do, where at 4 a.m., 4 EYAM, and the other account, man, I'm going to call it political. Some of those, I guess,
Hmm.
I show you all firsthand what it is. Okay. So there's no blood. Uh, there's just me. So when I tell you I got to pee, I'm gonna do that
That's what it
for
be.
EYE. I mean, bro, I mean, what? When someone's in it, I'm gonna prop this right here against like the TV or what? Like, what am I supposed to do? What? We're recording. When someone tells you something in life, believe them.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna go pee real quick, and I could prove it, not prove it. What are you gonna prove? You're gonna go pee after this, Zeke? I mean, who fucking cares?
We
Who gives
know.
a
I mean,
shit? Who fucking cares?
well,
You know,
people can assume
but
what they want. You could be a lizard. I mean, whatever they want to believe.
I mean, what? Oh my God. Stop it. I'm gonna go pee.
We're
One,
gonna take an
1
intermission.
minute. I mean, come on, be fucking real.
All right,
Bump
everybody.
some Fabo, man.
We're gonna take a quick
1
intermission.
moment. 1 moment, favorite.
Moment with him, we've just been chopping it up, just kicking back, talking about some real deep topics, always here on the show. As always, on the Since We Last Spoke podcast, I'm your host, Zeke the Kid. We're taking a quick pee break, quick intermission. So if you have to relieve yourselves, if you have to have a snack, light a cigarette, go and discipline your children, go and do that, and then come right back. We'll be right back in a moment.
Bienvenue à la boutique Orange. C'est à la boutique Orange qu'on s'occupe de la vie. Asseyez-vous, relaxez et écoutez Tony Berardi qui vous raconte une histoire d'amour intensive, bizarre. Cette histoire, c'est la réalité,
We are right back at it. Back again with
Oh, we're here.
Mike G
Is back
in the place to be.
Oh man.
Since we last spoke.
Oh, I love that. No, boom bap there. This is all being recorded, this episode on your end.
This is it. Yeah, yes, sir.
So again, full circle. This is it. Here I am. Shout out Michael Jackson.
Forever.
So I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna do this because I do gotta sleep at
That is
some
true.
point,
We
right?
gotta-
Coffee. I'm drinking coffee.
We are people out here. You got to do people things as well.
And hydrate. Oh God. I'm gonna do this because let me do this. Go back downstairs. That's charging for the audience, or say for the audience.
For the people at the back.
The door's locked. Wait. I'm gonna go back downstairs.
Yeah, true. There's nothing worse than an angry
Well,
Mexican. That's bad. That's dangerous right there.
Okay. One moment. Wait. Okay. Real quick and right now. Oh, why? 32 bars. Yeah. 64 stars. One brilliant mind that came from a mind to find what he finds. Up on my grind for my cup in. Fine. You see the sign, see the label. Pay for rent, food, and some cable. Television.
Cable.
Let me sit down so I get. Let me sit down because, bro, I'm in exhaustion. Like, I can start spitting rhymes or just tell you like more storylines. And I'm still rhyming. Dr. Seuss, banned book list. Okay, I gotta get more cigarettes, bro. Money is not a fucking joke. So I'm gonna talk some shit right here. I'm gonna shout a few things out because we gotta wrap this up soon. I'm gonna fucking wrap this up soon. Okay? When I tell you money allows me to keep a roof over my head, so I'm not in the cold or the elements or the nature, whatever, the world, to put food in my mouth, to eat, to smoke a cigarette so I'm not insanely stressed out upon otherwise. When I just threw that fucking lighter, like I'm gonna throw Robert DeBella away like the napkin that he is. And I say this calmly. Westchester County, NY corruption, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and all that. The international exposure and appeal. I have to get laid down. It's what it is. When a judge in New York conspires to murder people, I'm gonna fucking ruin more families, Zeke. I don't tell you, I'm telling me, I'm telling God. I'm stressed out every day, but y'all wouldn't know it. Like so calm and cool. I'm gonna seek my truth because it's important. That's it. Let me light my cigarette. Just, what you don't know in life. And this is what I'm telling you. I look better than what I've been through. 40 YAM. People from my, I gotta keep it down. Home? Where? Immortal Technique, the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. That's right. Because y'all don't exist. People from my don't exist because they stayed in the same place where they fucking chose to fucking lay. That's it. My earthly mother is a drug addict, a fool, a liar, a criminal. My earthly father, we can say a lot about that. And otherwise, and more so. I believe in justice. I believe in the truth, and I know that justice and truth and love are real. We're gonna wrap this up soon because I like listening to some music. I shall receive my justice, meaning those who conspired to murder me, my earthly parents, Magistrate Robert DeBella, who's been trafficking children. The Epstein fucking files were just released. Okay. A lot of fucked up things that go on in the world when you got a little Robert DeBella violated my civil rights, embezzled my money. How much? I got the receipts. Okay. And Zeke, as you know, because as I know, I have been unhoused at different points over the past few years, before and after we met. And owing me money is a fucking curse to the bloodlines that fucking steal from me. I'm not angry. I'm very frustrated within physical day-to-day where I've had times where I don't know how I'm going to eat. Ever fucking play with my money and you are more fucked than ugly as you are. What does that mean? Because people might see this in Japan. You might see this in Australia, in New York, shout them out everywhere, whatever. Don't ever fucking play with my plate because I don't have time to fucking argue with yous. Because it's not an argument. I'll fucking just whatever. I'm gonna light this cigarette. Zeke, bro. I mean, I'm gonna listen for now, but like exhaustion, fucking A.
Jets.
Fucking A. Logistics.
You definitely have been through it.
And fucking sauce. It's ice cream things. Here's a point for me, perspective. I continue to bring myself back to center.
Mhm.
I have continued and continued to bring myself back to center. For those listening, what does that mean? In spite of all the abuse, all of the deliberate, proven accounts at my life, physically, spiritually, monetarily, economically, okay, I have chosen to remain positive. And I choose to remain positive because I'm worth living peacefully as I am. Talk to me, Z, man. Talk to me, because I'm gonna smoke this probably like get some rest soon.
Well, I just feel like it's even a good point to kind of step off at here, like in the natural way. You know, for people that want to find out more about my man, my G's story, you're gonna be able to check him out in the description, and like if you don't, but if you haven't been aware at any stage in like the way that the world is, that there is this corruption that happens to people, then you've been living under a rock. Because I'm sorry, at this point in time, like if you think that like governments and things like that are out here and aren't doing wrongful things, I mean, I don't know what reality you've been living in at this point. I feel like, so I wouldn't even know how to approach someone like that. So hopefully everyone that's been watching the show so far is up to that speed and is on that wavelength. Because if you're not, then hopefully this was an awakening for you, if that's the case. But um, regardless of that, I mean, and taking that into account, I mean, I feel like as long as you've brought things to the table that you needed to say, when you called me, you were like, let's jump on the call, you had a piece to speak. So as long as I feel like you have that, captured in this moment, recorded as part of this moment in time as well, which is really special. Beyond that, yeah, I would personally, I'd just leave off with just I hope that people can continue to, and if you haven't been, but believe in yourself, and really, like, what, beyond anything, like what you've been doing as well is just is is inspiring, my guy. Because honestly, it's like it's tough, and it's beyond that. It's beyond that. So to be in a place where you've just never stopped backing yourself, when a lot of people would stumble from a failure, it's like, no, you figured out how to run the 500 stumbling, and not even once. And we're talking like you just figured so, and then get back up and start running again. So it's just that, and that's part of also just life. Like, you can't just let these things destroy you. So that's me. That's my piece. Touching on that. But I think, yeah, this is a great point to stop off at. Um, what have you, if you want to, you got any end points that you want to leave the people with?
Okay.
Leave us with.
I stand on this. And I'm gonna stand on this always. Believe. And I smile. I still smile. Believe that everyone, everywhere, believe that you can. The one who says they can and the one who says they can't are both right. Allow the healing, allow the opportunity for awakening, for self to flourish, to be who we truly are. Whether you're an artist, whether I'm an artist, you're an artist, we're an artist. The fascinations in life, the learning in life, the education. To not allow traumatic instances in life to control us. We're more in control than that. To hold those accountable for their abusive, ugly ways is also important. Believe that we can, man, because we can. And for one last words, let's keep it right here. Well, thank you. Thank you to Zeke the Kid. Thank you to me. I thank me.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that is in my life, who supports me, who loves me more than maybe I know. Also, thank you to my enemies.
Yeah. They're out here making us stronger. They don't know.
That's right. Forging the fire. When I say, people, thank you to my enemies. We are put through these tests in life to choose. I could have chosen to become cold and ugly and abusive and angry and criminal and nasty in life, but I've done otherwise.
Mm.
So to my enemies, fuck you. Pay up season.
It's now, baby. It's March.
It's
April.
now, baby. It's now. So put Robert Zabella in the fucking animal cage where he belongs. Because you fucking owe me money. Shadow got a TV player. I gotta keep it cool, but look. Okay. So thank you to my enemies. Thank you to the people who tried to murder me. Thank you to my ready? We're really on live record here. Thank you to my earthly parents who tried to murder me on multiple occasions. The more we find out. Thank you to everyone who embezzled huge amounts of monies of mine. Thank you. Because interest. Thanks for the investment, Lisa Harmon. Is what it is.
Lisa Herman,
Thank you,
know.
Westchester County, for being foul, fucking nasty people. But as I'm speaking this, I become that. So we don't become that, man. Zeke, man. Thank God. Just thank God that we're here and we're breathing. What can I tell you? What am I supposed to tell people? Zeke, is this enough yet?
That's us.
Have y'all gotten it? Go ahead.
Thank God. I think we close it off on that. Lastly, and at least, and not least, yeah, thank the Almighty.
And yeah, absolutely. And to everyone, however that resonates with the people, because people have had different experiences. Universe, love, God, Allah, Jesus.
Whoever it is that you spiritually align yourself with, may there forever be powerful, in your mind. So, what at the end of the day, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever sect, cult, race, religion, if you're doing it and you're not hurting anybody, just do the right things. I feel like in that way, and if it's speaks truth to you and it's powerful, then that's you. You don't fight wars over it. Okay, there's a hell of a lot going on right now. Anyway, that's a whole other thing. And but at the end of the day, thank whatever your Almighty is, and thank you for watching as well. Mike G, in the place to be.
Hey, yo, that out, man. Thank you, Zeke, and welcome to the Lord. With music. Yo, speaking of, I'm gonna go put on my headphones. Jam out.
It's about that time. All right, people. This has been Mike G. You're going to be able to find the details in the description. all that lovely stuff. But it was a pleasure to be joined by him on this lovely platform. Thank you to Restream as well. I want a little shout out to them at the end. But yeah, honestly, I'm your host, Zeke the Kid, and this has been Mike G and the place to be since we last spoke. Go out there in the world, do your thing, listen to some good shit, listen to some good music, make good art, have good sex, all that kind of stuff.
Whoa.
All right, people. Peace.
Peace and love, folkies. Love y'all.
Thanks, Mike G.
Always.